Mission!
Let's talk about the light of child in Africa.
Yeah, that's definitely something that was very dear to me and all of us. But like, you know, I was raised in Southern Africa, in Zimbabwe, and sort of my whole life I was just saying this to Trevor Noah the other day, like we just didn't see portrayals of what we grew up around and the sort of complex, fascinating, very interesting people and experiences and history that we knew was ours. And so we spent a lot of time watching Western portrayals of various things, but we didn't get to see Black people on this sort of platform. We didn't get to see these types of stories. We certainly didn't get to see African stories. So it was something I set out to do in my little way as a playwright, and definitely something that I was astounded to find that Marvel was setting out to do. So when they called me and I sat down with Ryan, I was floored by the plan that he had and the imagery that he had in mind, the storytelling, the characters. When he described Okoye to me, I was floored, because this is the sort of thing my kid self dreamt of, you know, watching Superman and Wonder Woman in Zimbabwe, you know, my little dark brown self. So, you know, I was floored to hear that this was the plan and this was actually happening. And then also the thing that was really powerful to me, long and short, I'll keep it short, but as a playwright, there was something I was researching historically about my country. And I realized there's something that's really bugged Africans like myself and various others that can manifest in a sort of a certain type of traditionalism, which is the fact that back then was when we were defining who we were. And then the assault of colonization came, and we'll never know who our modern selves might have become. And there's something about Wakanda that cuts through that and shows us this, though fictional, very hell yeah, probable version of what we could have been. And I think the idea of my character and how she's a protector of that was very easy for me to get into.
Now, why don't you continue and speak to how the character evolved from movie 1 to movie 2?
Yeah, I mean, what's great is that's what's great about sequels, right? I mean, when they are great, is that you get to further expand, complexify. I know that's not a word, and you know, yeah, right, it makes sense. You know, when Ryan told me her arc, I was like, whoa. Does that have to happen? She likes her job. But, whoa. Does that have to happen? She likes her life. He's coming, right? If you're given the image and you get it, but you're like, whoa, you know, like but you understand it as a narrative that allows for this rich tapestry to be built. So yeah, it was I was like, but then I really understood it, and I thought it was actually very important. Honestly, I was talking to a young lady today, a journalist, a Black woman, and she was talking about the idea of how Black women are constantly, you know, it's this, and we started getting a conversation about this strong woman trope that we carry around, and it means that we're not supposed to have a vulnerability, and we're supposed to always be tough and strong and handle it, and don't worry about her, you know what I mean? And I think what I really appreciate about the Okoye arc was that this was now Okoye is a strong woman in recovery. You know, she had to step out of that. She was taken out of that, and her sense of always having that control and being so, even the way she's talking to the queen, she's like, you know, I got this, let me take baby girl, we'll be all good. And she was wrong. And you know, she had a consequence to that had her on her knees. And that type of undoing, it's important. It's important to see that vulnerability. It's important to undo that concept that Black women have to always be tough and be strong and penetrable. So once again, I'll give that to Ryan. Though that was a tough day on set, man. I was like, I walked in there, I was like, well, it feels like a good day to get fired. You fired me so good.
I love you. But you got to go.
But you know, it felt like a heavy moment. That scene where the queen, where you came in conflict with the queen. What was it like filming it?
It was a phenomenal day. It was a phenomenal day. Phenomenal room, and it was just filled with, so much passion and emotion from, of course, here, the entire room, everything that had been built around it, and for me, when you talk about tropes and the strong woman, I've always tried in various roles, like, yes, there is an inherent strength because we've had to be, but it's interesting to me when it's juxtaposed against that vulnerability. And that day, that moment was that, Ramonda she is queen, she is sage, she is protector, of this nation. She is mother, so she has all these various things going on, and she has to, take care of business. But yet there's, at the base of it, there's this well of sorrow and potential loss, that's unimaginable. So
That's it.
I hear it. Come
on, YouTube.
Mama, I'm sorry. Excuse me, General. Excuse me, sir.
Black Panther was a game changer. And so what was your approach in reassembling Wakanda for the world to see?
You know what I mean? Like I saw Aliens before I saw Alien 1, and Terminator 2 I saw before I saw Terminator 1, you know what I mean? And I was really excited for the opportunity, and I missed these guys, man. Like I missed them dearly. They were like we became very close to that last process. And I was looking forward to getting back in there.
Talk about the evolution of your character from the first film into this one.
Well, it's a really beautiful opportunity to see a young woman grow, especially on a major platform like this, in a franchise that means so much to the world. And when I first got the opportunity to play Shuri, the essence behind that was I just wanted to be of purpose, and I just wanted to give something to young people that felt accessible, but also inspirational and fun. And I just wanted to tell the truth. I wanted to just contribute alongside these amazing artists. And I was so appreciative of the way the response of Shuri was for the first film. Now in the second film, I understood that things were different. Not only were things different in my own life as Letitia processing what's going on, but also parallel to this young girl that we saw with this light and this energy and this spark. And her heart is broken. And I remember always speaking to Ryan, and it really comes from the writing, and it really comes from that connection that Ryan has with the characters in a deep way. Because he's sitting with the characters. We get to leave and do our own things, but he's sitting with these characters for years and just writing and making the world come alive. And it was really Ryan that was just like, we want to see Shuri three-dimensional. We want to see this arc. We want to see the ways in which she goes through womanhood, and we want to journey with her. And that was a beautiful challenge for me, because in my own life I've been going through that journey of womanhood, and it just felt fresh and it just felt unique to kind of mess people up a bit, for them to come to this and be like, oh, she's gonna be funny, she's gonna be cracking jokes, and be like, oh, this is deep. And there was an opportunity for me to access the tools and the skills within myself as an artist, to be a vessel for deep emotions, sometimes very difficult, but very grateful for that opportunity. So now we can go to the first film and come to this film and see the ways in which all of our characters actually have just had this beautiful arc and beautiful layers to them. And I think that's what makes this franchise very special.
The whole thing was a blessing, you know. Even it was a blessing in the pain, you know what I'm saying. So we kind of moved like that, you know, and that kind of helped us be limber, you know what I'm saying. Like as things would come up, stops and starts, and you know, and I'm so proud of I'm proud of these three specifically, you know what I mean. Like, and I'm proud of what we was able to achieve as a group.
In a sweet way, I think we were able to accomplish what we were able to because we had known him, you know, and because we could reflect on the, you know, in hindsight or whatever, the strength that he exhibited, you know, and the confidence, the leadership, the tenacity. And then when we learned what we learned, even though we were going through it, it was like, how can we not? You know, how can we not be the strong trope? How can we not be strong? And even in that, here we are day to day to day. And there were some days it just felt like, woo, this is heavy, this is hard, this is Sisyphus, this is, but he made it look so effortless. And it's like, whoo, respect, more respect, and keep going.
Yeah, it was an honor for me to be able to tell this story, and being like a black man from California, you know, these are cultures the cultures that we pulled from for representing these fictional cultures in the film are cultures that influenced my life, you know, in its entirety. You know, I grew up on like streets with Spanish names, you know what I mean, like being from the Bay Area, and you know. I long for like more movies that reflect cultures like this, in conversation with each other, you know. And it was something that we didn't take lightly. You know, we did a lot of research on the first film to bring Wakanda to life. And we tried to like double that research 2 at 1 for Talcon. And we also tried to be like responsible, you know, with this idea, these cultures coming in conflict with each other during portions of the film, you know. Like, as a filmmaker, you know, when you make these types of movies, and I think both Panther 1 and Panther 2, like if we did our jobs right as filmmakers, you know, what you're cheering for at the end of the movie is for the people to stop fighting, you know, like not for like this character keeps the other character's ass, or you know what I mean, so that was like the challenge for ourselves. It was like, yo, can we make a movie where, you know, they stop fighting and you like, yay, like the same way, you know that would be if you know you killed the bad guy or whatever, you know what I mean, because I think that the circumstance that we were pulling from is you know, oftentimes with colonization, cultures can be pitted against each other for resources or just you know, and there's usually a hand doing that, you know, and so that was something that we tried to take on in the film, and if any kind of conversations come up, while any kind of conversations, I think it's a good thing, you know.
When I think about the way the film has worked, or these films have worked, the factors are so clear to me. You know, you need a visionary. You need, you know, like, what are the ingredients, right? You need a Ryan Coogler. You need the visionary, and then the visionary will bring in the voices that are often not celebrated, but that are excellent. So then you need the Ruth Carters, and you need the Camille Friends, and these are all women in Autumn. These are all women that he brought in that were excellent at what they did and underseen. But now, you know, they've shined so bright, and they've broken barriers, they've broken ceilings, they've brought other women in. And I just remember, like, you know, the power of you know, in one sense, you're amazed by how the film did so well the last time, and how it's being received again. But in another sense, it makes sense because at the end of the day, everybody's just, the excellent people that are together making this thing are at their core just humble storytellers. I remember there was a scene we shot, and I was wearing these boots that me and Ruth loved, you know. And Ryan was cool with them. She was like, yes. And then she said, Danai. After the first take, she goes, Danai, what story are we telling them? He said, Ruth, he's good. He's good. What's the problem? She's like, all right. You know, I just had a moment. I said, yeah, you just mouth. We good. Next take, she comes back. Danai. Story. And that at the core is like that sort of humble storytelling. So she was like, maybe you should just be wearing flip-flops. I said, flip-flops. You know, we found a medium ground. I had to agree with her because she was right, and that's sort of storytelling we're dealing with. That it's not about, ooh, let's look sharp and shiny. Yes, Wakandans are naturally that as well, and she's amazing. But she's looking at the story first, and that's everybody. And when you're in that type of company, you know, when you're around people, you know, who, you know, Ryan talks about us sometimes like saying, let's look at the words, or like, can we talk about this or whatever. That's because he loved having those sort of interactions with us because we were just trying to get to the story. It wasn't about anything else. It wasn't about, oh, let me come in here and show my stuff. It was like, how do we all get to that place together? And we all knew that place. And that, I'm so thankful for that type of community to have created, to have been a part of that community, to be a part of this with, because that at the core is why I think things get in the conversation. But at the core of it, it's just humble stories like that that make things shine.
You know, just to champion what Danai said, again, being a part of this franchise at this level and this platform that has stories and characters of substance. Mama Angela and her excellent performance. And I just want to everybody's amazing in this film, but I want to take this moment to honor Angela Bassett. I looked at the movie Akilah and the Bee with her and Kiki Palmer, and that inspired me to become an actress. And when she's on set playing my mother, being my sister, being my friend, making me crack up laughing, and in the same breath giving the most excellent, profound performance that I am honored to even be in the same room to witness. I just want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for what you've given to us every day. I want to thank you for holding our hands when it's been tough.
The movie nights.
The movie nights. I want to thank you for...
She'd take out a whole movie theater and
just for us to go and have
feed
a
us,
time.
buy us with drinks.
Yeah.
Free us up.
And you know, and we have to give our flowers when it's time and necessary to. And she's a phenomenal woman, artist, and human being. And I'm so honored that you have played my mother, and I ain't never gonna have nobody else like you. So please, anyone who's responsible for any type of awards, my mother, her hands are very open, and it's give her everything. Oh yeah, everything.
Was nominated for What's Love.
Oscar was yours, you're wrong. I was discussing with my sister this weekend, that was your Oscar.
Well, the universe has its own plans, you know, but it was, you know, you think, I might not have an opportunity. This is the opportunity, I may not have it again, but to have it once, what a joy. And to have an opportunity again to have, you know, a role and a character and a situation and comrades, it's just a dream. And to be blessed twice blessed, Same with Black Panther 1 and Black Panther 2. It wasn't by mistake or miracle or happenstance. No, it's very intentional. Very intentional. And it's this one here, Ryan, and all that he assembled and all that he saw. And all that comes from here and from here and from here. So, the Lord about it.
Oh, it was very simple, but really cool. It was a beautiful moment of just being in one of Shuri's ships, going from the lab to the bush, and she was just driving with her mother through the Golden City, and whilst we were doing this, I was like, bro, can we get some music? He's like, what you want to listen to? I was like, Thames. He's like, okay. And then he's just like, yo, I got that exclusive Thames. And I was like, you got Thames for the movie? He's like, don't say it. So that was a beautiful moment, and just seeing, just being next to Mama Ange again, and just like vibing with her in the car, and like introducing her to some new music. Like, this is coffee, but this is Thames. You know? So that was a beautiful moment.
There's one at the end that where Okoye's, she actually appears to her not appears, but she comes to her in Haiti real quick, and they just have a moment, and she just walks off, and we don't know where she's going next. Let that one out too.
And Angela?
It was a lovely moment, yeah, and it was with, they had to switch it around, but with T'Challa's baby boy. That was delightful. It was a sweet moment. I was like, what?
Hey, Haiti. Haiti. I tell you, it's so African, I swear. I love it. Haiti.
Ladies and gentlemen, Danai Gurirra, Letitia Wright, Ryan. Thank you.
Sorry.
There, I've never seen. They're much.
Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.